Hello everybody, welcome back to another LEGO MOC video. Now, this is my LEGO Batmobile MOC Collection. There's 7 total vehicles that I have designed. Well, some of them are based on other designs, but most of them are my own design. And I wanted to show them to you. I've been building this little collection for about 2 months now, and I have made other Batmobiles, which I've kind of had to part out to make these ones, and because these ones are my personal favorite that I've designed. And well, yeah, so let's take a look at the first one. So the first Batmobile is actually the 1966 Batmobile in the television show. Now, I don't have a 1966 Batman minifigure, so I just used a Batman the Animated Series minifigure. There's a new the 1966 Batmobile coming out this year, so hopefully I can get that and maybe even do a comparison between the two vehicles, which will be pretty cool. It has it's very basic, using a red and black color scheme. Has some wheels around, and then for the exhaust part in the back, I accidentally made it 2 instead of 3, which it's supposed to be. So that's kind of a mistake on my part, but I still think it turned out pretty cool. This is a very simple car, no big like designs from it, but I think it turned out pretty fine. Next up, we have the Batmobile from the Dark Knight trilogy, also known as the Tumbler. The Dark Knight trilogy is my favorite, like, Batman anything. I mean, it's it's almost my favorite movie series even, but with this car, I wanted to go for a much smaller design rather than what LEGO would do. I wanted to go for maybe a minifigure scale style, kind of like how Brick Vault would do it, except my own design, and I think it turned out pretty cool. It does have a lot of similarities to the Brick Vault design because I did use that as a primary reference, but there are a lot of different twists in my design, especially around the back area. I have a different design for the suspension for the back wheels, and I think it turned out pretty cool. It's got some flaps on the sides to cover the wheels at the front, and all the wheels you can spin and they'll work. The flaps are also, you can adjust them to however you want. If you want them up for when he's ramping or down to when he's speeding across, you can do whatever you want, and I think it turned out pretty cool. The engine is, not the engine, but the actual thruster looks really cool as well, and yeah, I think this is definitely my favorite design of the 7 vehicles. Next up, this is the first of the 3 video game Batmobiles that I've made. This is the Arkham Asylum Batmobile from Arkham Asylum, the video game. This one is actually really similar to the Brick Vault design, except there's minor changes around the back, like the thruster area is slightly changed, the single wing is also changed, and then I used a different cockpit. The reason I use this cockpit instead of the other ones that Brick Vault uses is, one, that one has, there's no actual glass in it, and 2, I don't have the part. But nevertheless, I think this car turned out really cool. It's got the 4 cylinders in the front of the car, and then it's got this, not silver, but the gray wheel rims, which I think turned out really nice. Next up, I have the Batmobile from Arkham Knight, which is the 4th game in the Arkham series. This one is meant to be more of like a tank, kind of like the Tumbler, but bigger, and it's pretty cool. I personally think that this one looks really cool. It's definitely not my favorite one, but it does look really nice. You've got the front cockpit, which you can pop off and put back on. You've got the 3 wings. You've got the thruster, where the seat where you'd put the prisoners or the cargo inside. You've got the wheels, which can spin, and I think this car turned out really cool. Unfortunately, I couldn't incorporate battle mode into the vehicle. It caused too much stability issues, and it didn't look proper. It looked really rough. So I just kept the main design how it is because I'm probably only gonna display it like this instead of having it in battle mode. Next up, we have got the Batman vs. Superman Batmobile, or the Justice League Batmobile, except before the hatches destroyed. Now, before you all tell me this in the comments, yes, I know the windshield is in blue. I'm going to do a bricklink order where I can get it in like translucent black or even translucent white, whatever is available. But I think it looks fine for what it is now. The reason I didn't go with the Batman vs. Superman cockpit is because I, that one's in black. I don't think the car is in black. I think it's in gray or like a gunmetal gray style. And I went with gray because I think it causes some contrast between the colors, kind of like how the 1966 Batmobile has some red. This one is in all gray instead of black, which I think looks really cool. There's some front turrets which can move side to side. You've got some wheels around, and then you've got flaps on the top and on the sides which you can adjust however you want. And also there is a big thruster in the back. Not as big as the other ones, it's quite smaller than the other ones, but it's still there nonetheless. Next up, this is actually probably a really unique Batmobile that I've designed. This one is kind of my own design mixed with another Batmobile. It's meant to be based on Batman, the Telltale series, which is a really, really cool game, and I really liked how the Batmobile looked. It was kind of like a sports car mixed with a muscle car, and I think it looks really, really sleek and nice. You've got two engines or two thrusters in the back instead of a single thruster, which is really unique. And then you've got like these four like wing or bat head like ears on the car. And then you can also pop open the windshield, and there's some headlights in the front. I think this car turned out pretty cool. I think it's the most unique one. It's the one that looks the most sleek, but it's definitely not the best one. Now, the last one was actually, now the last Batmobile is actually the first Batmobile that I made for this mini series. This is the Batmobile based on the new The Batman coming out this year in October, I believe. It's meant to be like a muscle car with the back removed and replaced with a big engine and thruster. And then the front is also like with more engine detailing. And I think this car turned out pretty cool. I actually used a piece that I had never used before in a mock, and I think it really looks nice for the, not really intake, but like that little area in the middle of the car. I think it really shows the little curvature without adding too much bulk. And I think this car turned out really nice. These Batmobiles that I created, I think they are really, really amazing. I definitely do want to continue modifying and fixing things to make sure that they are all great in their own way. They're all accurate, because I do want to have a nice Batmobile collection that I can display and will look nice. But that is it for this video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let me know which Batmobile is your favorite in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.